Hi, it's Jill from Jilly Bean Studio. I hope you're well, and if you have some time today, I hope you can journal too. I am playing around with a chalkboard art project today. I have these table tags that I made a few years ago for a family event, and I'm going to use the same kind of technique. So you could use chalkboard paint or dark paper. I happen to have a mason jar tag today. I also have these bistro chalk markers, and my favorite is this Uniball Signo gel pen, and I think that's the one I'm going to use today. And I also have a white pencil. So I love the florals and flourishes and the bold way that chalkboard art looks on the black paper. I'm getting my ideas today for this tag or journaling card from the complete book of chalkboard lettering, and I will link the information for this book. Aren't those pretty? In the description box below, so if you want to check that out. It is a book that has like full alphabets, which I love. I think this retro style is kind of cute. And the other one I'm thinking about is called Vintage Circus Style. It's a little more, I guess, a little more fancy. What I'm going to do on this tag is do my initial, and I'm also just going to swatch out the pens and pencils to make sure that they work pretty well on this tag. This mason jar tag I think I got at one of the craft stores like Michael's, but probably if you look it up on Amazon, or if you're interested, you could find that find it at one of the craft stores or Amazon. That's what I want to say. By the way, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm working today. This is my altered book junk journal. Here's just a quick view of some of the pages. In this journal, I'm having a lot of fun playing with supplies and paper. I started in February, and I kind of have sort of a spring theme, I guess, going from February to March in it. And yeah, I'm just playing around with book page art and enjoying all those great things that we can do in a journal. I've added a tuck spot on the right hand side page, and I'm thinking about putting this mason jar tag in it today. So I hope you're well. I hope you have some supplies out and can journal along, and if you want to try this project sometime, I hope you do, because I think it's going to be a fun and really easy one to do. So I'm going to start with using the white pencil to outline my initial, which is J. I like to start with dots to sort of measure. Yeah, just get the general shape. And as I'm thinking about this, I'm deciding what style lettering I'd like to do. And I'm going to go for the fancier one, I think. So that one was called Vintage Circus. So part of that design is this little bit of, I guess you would say maybe a leaf shape, or yeah, the design in the middle there. Okay, I think that looks about centered. And I like to use this Uniball Signo gel pen because of the thin tip. I do find though with most gel pens, and especially this one, a light touch is the trick. The gel pens don't, they kind of skid and skip if you put too much pressure on them. So try to really let the gel ink flow. Okay. I tend to work from the middle down when I draw out these letters, especially if they have the main design in the middle. The gel ink is obviously wet for a few minutes. It dries really quickly, but just watch your hand so you don't brush over it. There, I think that's about the shape I want. Now, instead of a drop shadow, I would say the way I see this particular style of lettering, yeah, there it is. It's a drop, I guess I would say it's a drop highlight, right? So you're really, yes, highlights. You're really outlining your letter with the white so that the inside of the letter pops, is what I'm trying to say. I find this really relaxing. I find doodling and drawing in general very relaxing. So I hope you give it a try if you haven't done this before. It's really fun to play with this technique. And I should add, by the way, this is really chalkboard style art or inspired art because I'm not using any chalk at all. You could, but for me, this is more permanent. It doesn't get smudged. Now on the bottom here, excuse me, on the bottom here, she had the example in the book, a little bit of, I don't know what you call it, but it sort of had this little point that jetted out. I don't know if it would be a serif or something like that design. So I'm adding that. All right, I think that will give me the basic elements. And what I'm gonna do, her line work in the book was a lot of straight lines, but I like the curve, and the J is curved. So I think I'm gonna add a little more curvy lines and details too. Now, you could do a lot of different things with this tag. You can write on the back. I'm going to use it as a journal card today. You'll also see the one I have came hole punched. So if you want to add a pretty ribbon, I actually have some of that eyelash yarn. I think that could be really pretty too. You could tuck it in a pocket or a side tuck spot like I have. And then later in this journal session, I have a paper clip on the bottom of this tuck spot, and when I move the mason jar tag, you'll see I have the black and white flower. So the more I thought about it, I may actually clip it on top of this tuck spot because it's kind of cool. The flower looks like it's coming out of the top. And I'm going to do the straight lines on the top part because that makes sense in the space, and then a little bit more curves on the bottom. Yeah, when I made these table numbers for a family celebration, I looked at a bunch of books and a bunch of things online. There's so many pretty leaves you can do, laurel leaves and those flourishes I showed in the book, just all those cute swirls. And then you can add like simple doodles and flowers. So now I'm going to go in sort of like the table numbers on the left, and add a simple flower kind of coming out of the side there. So how is your journaling going? It's the month of May here in New England, and I'm thinking a lot about flowers. Good weather, spring. And as I look at this, I'm gonna just do a few little curves. For some reason, I feel like it grounds the letter instead of it sort of floating on the top of the tag. Again, for me, this was really chill, relaxing. And now I'm deciding to do a little more lettering on top. I'm gonna write the word enjoy. And on the back of the card, which I'm gonna do off camera, it says enjoy the journey. And I'm gonna write a little bit about my creative journey. So I think that's a fun memory. You could obviously write anything on your tag. Few dots for a little more details, and yeah, I think that's a fun little project. So here's the close-up. I did go in with the white pencil and do a little shadowing then around the edges, and have a fun little mason jar tag ready to go. So thank you so much to all subscribers. I really appreciate you. And thank you so much for watching.